everyone, welcome to another episode of TNT Show, and today we are talking about how we can establish intimacy in relationship without getting involved in sex. Tell us, guys. So guys, okay, now we are looking at whether this topic, man.
Exactly, you see.
Now it's okay. Unajua, if you're planning to be in a relationship, then okay, what does God allow? How far are we supposed to go? Because I'm also thinking about this thing, and I'm like, unajua kuna time yenye Jesus was condemned. There's a man mwenye alikuwa anaongea kuhusu, actually when Jesus was talking about the lady about adultery. Mm-hmm. Okay, and he said that adultery, even when you look at someone, that's really adultery.
Yeah,
you know. So, you know, there's a point I wanted to make nikapotea, but then it made me disappear.
Basically.
So it's okay. I think the people in Jesus alikuwa anataka kumeka hapo, alikuwa anataka kusema that it's just by the grace. I think that's the point he was trying to make there.
Yes.
You know, it's not, you don't say, okay, because you have sex now. No, the rest of you have sex, but in your head.
But like right now, let me use this bad example, and you'll not like it.
Oh Lord, the dressing. No, it's a good example. You know, think of another.
It's a bad example. That's taboo right now.
Oh God.
When you see Mark, do you see sex?
I imagine no.
Exactly. You see, you're not thinking of him
as in that
area, because most likely maybe there are so many things there. You see, there's a barrier that is there for you, that in your mind you're like, there's a barrier, I cannot move past that barrier. But
actually it's a big barrier. Big one.
Whatever. But you see, when you see another person and you see that person and you're like, damn, I would like to, you know, that person is like, I can see myself in this person, like, we are getting to area. You've not even known that person. Maybe, umemwangalia na kapoa, and then you're like, I would like to know this person, or I would like to be with, into this person.
Nice.
Sexually.
Yeah, I like to be with them. Yeah, I like to be with them,
Exactly.
Yeah,
but you see, that is a barrier that ulishatoa kwa huyo mtu.
Yeah.
But we usually have a barrier on people. Because you're like, huyu siwezi kanyaga. This is not, you see, because already in your mind, you're not even thinking about that person.
But you see, Tracy, now the problem comes because Christians, even as young Christians, we've not been taught really clearly. We are just told, don't have sex, don't fornicate. But we are not told, how are you now supposed to be dating as a Christian because there are feelings. It's my heart that is
saved.
That
is why.
My body is not saved. No.
They always say the flesh is, the spirit is willing, but the flesh
is weaker.
Yeah. Basically, that is it. But at the end of the day, you can't want to have sex with everyone.
Of course not.
Exactly. So why are you wanting to have sex with this person and not having sex with this other person?
Because you love them. Like maybe say something like
it's
that.
about because of relationship.
Because of the relationship. And sometimes it's not even relationship, Tracy.
Okay, fine.
Sometimes you just look at some nigga, he looks so good, and like, in your mind is like, okay.
I agree with you.
But most of the time it's the love because of the relationship, because of the bonds that we create,
And you feel like, this person
might, could be good.
Could be good.
No, you're just imagining like how I'll feel when he touches me.
And that
like when we are close.
And that is why I was telling you, sex starts in the mind and not exactly the penetration. It starts in the mind.
And sometimes also, like, I don't know whether this happens to men also. For girls to sit on cycles. Okay, there is a day. That days like this. Okay, cycles meaning like in a month.
Okay, menstrual cycle.
Yeah, like in a month, there's a day, man. Is it 2 days? I mean, like where you
You are hot. I'll just use that one.
You can call your ex like for real, like boy, like
you are hot.
Like just come. Let's just have a kiss. Just a kiss only. Like that's the only thing I want, you know. But really, as you know, I'm just thinking, how can a Christian girl or man establish, you know, intimacy? Because there should be intimacy. You cannot tell me, okay, you maybe one day you tell me, okay, fine, I like you, and then I stay in my house for 1 year, and then at the end of the year you call me, okay, come, let's get married. No, you're going to meet, you're going to go out, and since we have feelings, then we need to know. Of course, the Bible talks about self-control, Tracy.
Yes, it's one of the fruits. But at the end of the day, see, it depends with your relationship with this person. Because Tabby, there's no way I'll have a relationship with you, and you know that if I come and see you, already I'm thinking of having sex with you. You know?
Really?
This is an example. I'm not saying that is it. And then there are boundaries whereby you two establish. Like there are people who, when you hug them, they're already thinking, you know.
Sex.
Yeah. When you kiss them, they're already thinking of.
Yeah. Oh, they will just see you.
And they just see, that is my point. They just see you and they're like, this woman, just one more time. Give me just one chance. But if you and your partner have established a relationship and you have communicated and had this conversation whereby this is our limit. I can only hug you or I can only kiss you. That is our limit. If we go beyond that, trust me, it will be, you know, we are tempting one another, and trust me, it will not be good. We will have sex. You see, you have that honest conversation whereby you have established
there should be, and that's what I'm saying. But there's truth, Tracy.
Yeah.
Actually, we're in dating. You know, we both have weakness. We all have weaknesses, Tracy.
Yeah.
What are my weaknesses? Anyway, well. Yeah. So, like, we all have weaknesses, and I believe, actually, the way we were just saying, it's always good. Discuss your weaknesses with your partner.
Yeah.
Let them know. Tell the man, me, don't kiss. Don't even try. Don't kiss my neck.
Yeah. Don't touch me this way.
Don't touch me this way.
Yeah.
Don't look at me like that.
Yeah.
Like, just don't look at me like that. You know, you get? Because if you don't make these things, if you don't talk about these things, Tracy, you'll find yourself under the sheets without knowing, just find yourself there, you know.
Yeah. And then you'll feel guilty after.
And then you start feeling guilty, you start beating yourself, you start condemning yourself, you see. But for me, I think, my request maybe will be to the church.
Why? Okay.
Okay, I would like the church to educate the young people in church how to realistically date and establish intimacy without sex, because of course the Bible talks about fornication.
Yeah,
it talks about fornication, but the fact that youths are born again in church, it doesn't mean that my body doesn't want to have sex, man.
It doesn't react to the touch, doesn't react to the looks, doesn't react to the feelings.
Let's make our pastors, bishops all know that these things exist, and youths are struggling in church. You know, we are struggling. Yeah. Okay, sometimes you don't know, and you don't even know who to tell or who to talk to, because at the back of your mind you'll be like, oh, I'll be judged,
I'll be condemned.
Yeah,
like, and they will look at me in a certain way, like, look at this.
Yeah, and this girl she's
pretending. They'll be like, she's pretending to be saved, and she's not saved because she's having sex all life.
And even actually, Tracy, I think there are even churches where talking about sex is a taboo.
Yes, it is. Ooh.
Like,
you'll be asked, are you married?
Are you married?
Are you married?
That's a topic you should not be discussing.
Yes.
Like,
are you married?
Why are you talking about sex? You're not supposed to be talking about sex.
You'll find about sex when you're married. Wait.
Can you imagine?
Wait. Be patient.
And then you get there, you're confused. For real. You get there, you're like, what the?
What should I do?
What should I do? Like, should I be like this? And then people, I don't know whether I should say this.
What?
And that's why, like, okay, as there in the secular world, people say church girls are boring when it comes to sex. I married a church girl and she's boring in bed and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because in church, okay,
You're not
let's say, for example, you're
educated.
abstaining, right?
Yeah.
And nobody told you that when you go to the world, there's something different from missionary style.
First of all, don't talk about styles. Second of all,
Yeah.
I'm thinking, you see, when you're in church, usually told to abstain, right?
Abstain, yeah.
You're told to abstain. And then sex is about the two of you and what. So, but you've not even been told. Like how the sex is or how it should be experienced.
Tracy.
Because in the secular world, they will teach you there are different styles, there are different churches, there are different,
and you are like,
there are different ways.
You don't even know, like, it's
of
true.
pleasing your partner or doing something, like,
and even enjoying even the same sex, like you get there,
and I feel like that
to go.
education should happen.
It should happen.
It should happen in churches.
Or maybe it happens in counseling, does it?
I don't know. Maybe it does. I don't know.
We
should have a married person.
Yeah.
The next session, you should have a married
person. Yeah.
Yes, and they tell us the experience.
Yeah.
But I think, what we're saying, in churches, we should be educated that, yes, sex is for married people.
For married people.
We know that.
It's true.
We appreciate that fact that you keep on insisting that sex is for married people. But how is it how do you know this is your partner's, not even love language, this is your partner's style of doing things? Because I might get married, for example, get married to a man, that man enjoys one style.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, I want to explore, there are different situations. Or I'm like, this man doesn't even know how to please me, doesn't even know, understand.
Tracy.
How I am
pleased. You're talking about to explore. In the back of my mind, I sometimes feel like whatever we call explore, I guess the church calls evil or demonic. Is it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I guess it, yeah.
I think we should.
It should not.
The church should come they should come down to us, to the ground, and just be realistic and tell us this is what's supposed to be happening outside there. Okay, so let us know. Let's have the information. We don't need to go to the to most.
But don't at least go to that whole. Know. But at least have a level, a basic level. Just don't tell us sex is for married people. Yeah. Done.
Give us information.
Expound
it a bit.
Why is it for married people? Fine. And then people get into marriage and then sex is for procreation. Just having sex when we want to have babies and that's it.
Gosh, don't tell me. Is it true?
There are people who are like that. They from experiences that I've had. There are people who think or just have that mentality that sex is for
making babies.
Making babies. And that's it. And if we are planning 5 years from now to have a baby, then that is the time we are having sex. Or that is the time we're only having sex. And then after that, when we have a 3-year period of time of, spacing, baba nani tunataka kuwa na mtoto mwingine, sawa, that is the only time we have sex. There are people who think that sex is just for procreation, for making babies, then that's it.
Oh my God.
Why are you sure?
I'm sure because I'm
but it happens because you have not been taught. When you're a church girl or a church man, they've only been told that people are having sex and then they are making babies. So people just knew that sex is just for married people and married people are having babies. That's basically that's it. When you have sex, you're getting pregnant and you're going to have a baby. That's it.
So I think what we're agreeing on, Tracy, is we should have sex education mostly in churches.
Yes.
Okay, I think we need that information in church. And the youth should not just be left, to find out, because of course we are curious people, and this information we're going to get it wherever
we're in the information world. Google is your friend.
You are going to find the info. If you're not being told, you're going to get the information somehow. So it's better that this information.
You're also going to find this in TikTok. What wanakufundisha how there are different
styles.
Different styles. There are different ways. You don't have there are people who will be like, oh, you don't have to go through the normal way. There are other ways. You're like, but these things we were not told.
You're not told. So if I'm getting information maybe from the right person, it's better than when I'm not getting information at all and I find the information somewhere else. Okay.
And then you find the information, you'll not find it, in a good way, basically.
Yeah.
Because
that's the world, and that's how they do their thing. And can you imagine I'm in church and I'm a, let's say, church girl, and then I find my information is from the secular world. Like, so there'll be a conflicting situation,
and then
right?
You feel like too. Once you are, you're a church girl and they'll say, this man was, this woman is so boring when it comes to, bed and all that, because she doesn't want to explore. She's being told you have to go this way. We are having sex in the bed and that is it.
This is it. If you're doing it somewhere else, man.
You cannot do it somewhere else because.
But I think church girl should marry a church boy. Because,
no.
Because if a church girl marries someone,
I'm not saying you should not marry a church boy.
I'm just saying it should be that way, so that it's easy. It sinks. Because if I'm a church girl and I was never told anything about sex, the only information maybe I have is from my biology notes. You understand? And then that's the only thing I know. I know about I'm supposed to go out and then this thing, and then it's done. And then I go out there and then you're telling me I'm supposed to turn. Like
there are other things.
I'll be like, Mom. You understand? You understand?
Yeah.
So this information, I guess, it should be available, and just let the youths know what they're getting into.
Yeah, we should not go with the times, but there are things that, as a church, there are things that you can, basically, with this generation or this time, it's an information world right now. Technology and Google is your friend.
Yeah.
There are things that they can tell us. They don't have to be explicit.
The
secular world.
Yeah, no.
But there are things they can just educate us and tell us, okay, yes, sex is for married people and this is how ABCD can
and for me, I feel that the information should be a consistent. It shouldn't it shouldn't be like, you are taught once in 10 years. No, it should be something, even if it's just yearly or is something that is done consistently, so that the youths know that this is how things are done. We shouldn't be so, sometimes actually the church, we act so holy in a way, and then, as we are moving, you might not even be moving with the rest of the youth. You are moving on with your salvation, but you've left a whole group of youth behind. We're just looking at you like,
what's happening?
It's true. We're just looking at you because at the end of the day, what you're getting and what you're seeing outside there is really different from what you're telling us in here. Okay, so come as much as we are taught the Bible, I feel like the church should also inculcate sex education, especially to the youth.
Yeah.
So today, actually, we're talking about, establishing intimacy with our sex, Tracy. So we have agreed. We know that, of course, the church should teach, the youth about sex more. We need to know more. Okay, let's be realistic. Let's calm down and, tell us what's going on. But also at the end of the day, we also agree that fornication, sex before marriage, we agree it's wrong. We agree. Okay. Okay. We agree it's not right.
What is marriage, though?
But at the end of the day, it's happening. We also need to agree that these things are happening outside there. They are happening. Okay.
Yes.
So as much as we agree it's happening, we all know that when you are a Christian and when you know God for real, it's not easy. Like, even,
it is not easy.
It's not like your body wants whatever it wants. But again, after giving your body whatever it wants, there's the guilt, there's the condemnation, there's the way you just feel bad because what I'm doing, it's not right. You understand? So at the end of the day, so how can we have an alternative way? Like, how can we establish, the bond? How can we bond with our partners, without getting involved in sexual activities? How can we do that? Because I feel there are different other ways that we can bond with our partners.
Well,
other than sex.
Yes, there are different ways, of course. Before you even get to sex, you have to know your partner. You have to know who he is or who she is. So basically, knowing the intimacy, establishing the intimacy. You see, there are people who would rather do us meeting. We meet, we talk, we have our conversations and all, or we do something interesting. We go, go watch movies, in theater or do something also, go swimming. Like, you can establish a bond with your partner without necessarily being in a closed room 24/7, or not even 24/7. Every time you meet, it is in a closed room. Being honest, that is inviting temptation.
Yes.
That is basically you inviting temptation.
That's basically, so sometimes,
So
it's so easy, guys.
it's better. And then sometimes people feel like, oh, you have to have money. Yes, it's good to have money, but we're not saying have a lot of money, because sometimes you might love this person, but in your current situation,
they
can't
don't
afford.
Actually, love has nothing to do with the money, man. Like, okay. I'm just saying from my end.
Well,
money is good. I agree. But,
money is good.
But like for me, I feel like love is much deeper than money. You can love someone without money, Tracy. Like they.
Tabi, where are you?
You can. Okay. So can I say something, Tracy? Okay. Listen, Tracy. Okay. As much as we are talking about, intimate. Intimacy is the bond.
Yeah.
And people confuse. What I've realized, and from experiences I've learned from myself, I've realized that people confuse sex with intimacy.
Yes.
Some of us, Tracy, we are in a we are in relationships whereby, like, there's nothing else we can talk or we can do with this person other than have sex.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only time, like, they could be bonding. There's no like solid or conversation that you can have, like, as just grown people, like, oh, okay, so how is the only thing we do is when we meet is we have sex.
Yeah.
And we think that's bonding. That's not even a bond. Because there's so many people who are sleeping with different people.
Yeah.
The only thing they're getting is sex from A, B, C, D. You understand?
Yeah.
So let's look. We can look for other. We can look for other alternatives.
Yeah.
Okay. Other than that, you talked about you talked about something else.
Oh no, I was saying that when you're establishing a bond with your partner, basically don't do it in a confined room. And then also I was saying that it doesn't have to be money-wise, like you have to spend a lot of money. Yeah. You can also do picnics.
Yeah.
You can do picnics.
There's so many ways.
There's so many ways of establishing a bond.
So that shouldn't be the only thing.
Yeah, without having like,
the only thing you do is
meet in a restaurant. And you have money, like that is not.
You don't have to have much.
You don't have to have much
money. Go walk.
Exactly.
Take a walk. Uhuru Park is free, guys. You can bond with your person by just talking. There are other ways. Okay.
And also take a walk.
Take a walk.
Take a walk.
Yeah.
Just walk. You guys are talking. You guys know how to communicate. You guys,
actually,
will
communication
know,
is
and you also know that this person can handle. You'll know how he thinks, his mind, and then you're like, okay, is this a man that I can handle, or this is not a man? Before even you get to a place whereby, okay, now we are hugging, or now we are kissing, to a level whereby you guys have talked about your boundaries.
Tracy, is kissing wrong when dating?
It depends. I always say it depends. It is not wrong, but it depends.
I'll take notes.
With the level of the kissing. Because if kissing for me, let's say for me, if kissing turns me on, to be honest, sexually, then I should avoid it. But if kissing doesn't make me think that, I am lusting for this man, I just want to sleep with this man, then I'm like, you know what, he's my partner, fine. Yeah. We can have a level of kissing. But if
it's your weak point,
if it is your weak point, Tabby, man, I think we should just maintain hugging, and then that's it.
Yeah, it's true. So just
brother, ndugu katika Kristo, kwa Kristo, something like that. Yes, brother in Christ.
Actually, you hug ile, kuna ile hug ingine. Like
there's not
there's no contact. You understand, Tracy? Something like that. So it's true. Also, by the way, we've said most of us engage in sex to create the bond, but we are saying that there are different ways. There are other ways we can, create bond, like, just walking, taking a walk, enjoying yourself. You can go to a picnic. You understand? Yeah. You can create a bond with your partner by, just getting them, know their love language, and you treat them nicely. Yeah. When you cook to your girlfriend, when you cook for them, that Tracy you can pick here. That's a bond. That's an automatic ticket to her heart straight.
Yes. Yes.
You know, the people, you don't need to like go as far. Just give them a touch, you know.
Yeah.
Just hold their hands and keep walking.
Yeah.
You know, the people who just need to be talked with, you know, just
Or being told, you know, I love you, I love
beautiful,
how they yeah.
And the people who just need your presence. You just sit down and be talking with them. Yeah, that's all. Imagine they'll not even be thinking about, you know, but sex is part of it. It's part of it, you know. But we are saying as a Christian,
establish intimacy.
You can use other ways of you know,
establishing intimacy.
Yeah, because sex is heavy. It's deep. You know, there's so much. There's what do we call it? There's a
what?
The soul ties sometimes that we create with these people.
It's not sometimes, it is.
Yeah, it's spiritual. You know, it's spiritual. So actually, you know, the reason we were talking about alternatives is because I realized that sex is heavy. Like it's not a joke. You understand?
And
so
then
before you decide,
dating, and then dating is not that you have decided this is the man.
This is the man that you are going to marry.
Things happen and you realize this is not the man that I want to spend.
And you already
invested.
invested. Yeah. So you already invested spiritually there, and this thing start weighing you down, Tracy. It's heavy, and sometimes you can't stop. You know, because you're already connected to this person. So you can imagine if you have like a string of people, you know, you are connected to. It's heavy. Yeah. So before it's something that you know it's solid, find other alternative ways of establishing and creating that bond other than, you know, sex, which is really costly. Okay, so thank you guys. I think that's all, Tracy.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all, and we hope that you learned something about that. Leave us a comment and tell us, you know, how you establish intimacy in your relationship without getting involved in sex. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our videos. We love you guys.